Okay,
Oh, hold on, I just
welcome.
gotta go do something.
Son of a.
I'm joking, I'm joking.
Right, welcome to the fourth episode. I think it's the fourth episode. I don't know what topics we are doing. Um, I'm leaving it down to Mountain Kraken. Thank you for joining me. Ow! I just found my name. Thank you for joining. I can't even remember. Mountain Guardian, I think it is, and Mountain.
Wendigo.
I forgot it.
What do you mean by at least?
Sorry. Okay. Okay, start up with the topic. Let's start with the topics because we're a bit late. So, before we start, sorry about the lateness of the podcast. Been busy.
5-minute delay.
Okay, let's not talk about the delays. Let's just go straight into it.
44
Start,
minutes.
Is Sean
start
good?
with, I don't know. Sean Hum.
What?
He's
Oh, right.
there. Just
He's there. Okay.
Oh,
What's the
Sorry, I
first
don't know.
topic on your list?
let's start with how we all met. Yeah.
I'm like the nobler of the group. I just don't know what's going on.
Just
Uh-huh. You,
So
you
what's
got
the
my
first
back, Lobster?
topic?
Mhm. Oh, I love it.
Just raise my hand.
Yeah. Right. Yes. Let's start with how we all met and when.
Oh, great.
Oh god, let's go back in time.
It
Don't want
is.
to do that.
I think me and Ollie first met at karate.
Yeah, it was karate.
Year 7 or 8, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was quite fun.
I like
There's
how
not-
you're the only one that laughed at that.
There's not really much to tell there, to be fair. I mean, we
Yeah.
both weren't really that chatty. Kind of just
No.
like quick
We're
hello,
not.
goodbye. Didn't really know much about each other until year 9, where we all kind of met each other.
And they're like, I know you.
Yeah, that was kind of my acceptance into the group because we'd been in karate together. Okay, just no one say anything then, okay?
That's nice.
Yeah. I was expecting someone to take on from that, but no one said anything.
No, Brandon
No,
actually
I'm just
said it, right?
thinking.
I think.
Ollie and I met
Was he in the second?
through someone. We
Josh
talked
Willett.
about this in an
It
episode.
was Josh Willett. That's who he met for, I think.
Yeah, I think it was the last podcast episode that we talked about. We
did actually talk
came
about
up with this. I think it was through Josh playing a game. I think it was.
What
it.
game?
I don't know.
No, I can't remember.
I have absolutely no idea.
What's that game? All I remember from it was you were a stick man, and you had you could have green or orange
Oh, that underpants game.
trousers.
That one.
The
Yeah,
adventure, the Stickman Adventure
Yeah, it's
underpants.
that. yeah,
Whatever it's called.
yeah. It was
Yeah.
that. So, sorry, just have to say something. Thank you for joining the stream. Thank you so much.
Okay.
So I've
Okay, you
been
continue.
running for all of 5 seconds and the battery dropped from 100 to 45 in about 3 seconds.
Awesome,
It's
right.
Wow.
I think it was. When did you meet Sean?
I don't know.
So-
I have no idea.
What's happening?
Really?
When did you meet us?
What? I'm going.
No.
When did you meet us?
Where did I meet you?
When?
Yeah, where and when? Or when?
Why?
Whatever. No,
How? When? Where? Why?
not just a
Who?
dick.
Oh, how? Oh, I blame Ollie for that, really.
Yeah.
I think it's all down to Ollie.
Yeah.
We're just gonna
Yeah, I
blame
blame
him.
Ollie. We were in the same, one of the same classes, and
All good math.
I had no friends, so he introduced me to you guys.
Do you know what? I think I met Luke during food tech.
Yeah, food tech, and also we were all in the same form in year 9.
Oh, I got moved into
That's
your
true.
Yeah, I got moved into your form as well.
I don't know if I got moved or I was still in the same
I
one.
mean, we knew each other beforehand.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, I knew
barely.
I knew Ollie and Brandon before I knew you.
Yeah, I definitely knew Ollie before I knew you guys. It wasn't.
Well,
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the person we blame for all of this is Ollie.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Ollie, for taking the blame.
Golly.
Jesus.
How dare you bring us together to be such good friends?
Oh,
No, yeah, it was definitely food tech that I got to know you and Brandon better, Sean.
I
Me,
forgot Sean was in our food tech.
yeah. Do
Sorry,
you,
Sean.
Yeah, that's
Do you
just how
remember-
forgettable I am.
it wasn't till later in food tech, maybe end of year 9, beginning year 10, and we were
Yeah.
making pizzas, and Sean's pizza, like, was as
Grease.
thick as the oven, covered in grease, and the
I
meat
put
on
so
top.
much meat on it.
I think the base was about an inch thick, and the meat on top was about 2 inches thick. And it was there, just like we were like, that is just what?
I ate the entire thing in
You
about
were-
like
you-
20 minutes.
Yeah, you did. You literally got it out the oven. And was like, oh, it's not quite cooked yet. We're like, we're not surprised. It's got so much meat on it.
So yeah, I had pepperoni, ham, meatballs.
Yeah, you had so much different, and you had so many types of meats as well. I was like, someone never even heard of before.
Chicken. I
I've
can't
heard
remember
of
what
chicken.
it was in there.
Oh no.
Bacon as well.
Yeah, it's just quite funny.
I didn't. I knew it wouldn't go well, but I didn't expect it to be so greasy. I'm surprised I didn't have a heart attack.
Yeah. And then there was Brandon burning his hand on a wet tea towel.
Hey, okay. Let's go back on this story, okay? I was an idiot. That's all I've got to say.
Just,
God.
I thought there was going to be a full-on explanation, but just no, I was an idiot.
Do you know what?
Do you remember when Casey set spaghetti on fire?
Yes, it was in water and it was on fire
It was in the pot full of water.
and
On
on
fire
fire.
at the
And it was just like, what?
Every time I tried to explain that to somebody out of food tech, they just never believed it. And like
Yeah.
me and
No, I think
Stuart,
it's an
like,
inside
they'd
joke.
be like, yeah, this happened.
Yeah. Oh, that was just, it
No,
was something.
Chicken noodles running, and you were on the desk next to me, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I'll just finish washing up," and I was like, "My chicken goujons are going to burn in the oven." So what did I do? Pick up the wet towel, go over, and I only folded it once, like an idiot. Like, if you're gonna use a wet towel, don't for one, but if you are, use it like fold it about 3 times, okay, just to keep it out of safe. And I think I swore at the same time. I got it out. I went, "Fuck!"
Yeah, I just hear a scream behind me, a clash of you dropping the tray. I turn round and you're there just like yelling at this tray on the floor.
I was so close to cry as well. I was
Yeah.
like, my chicken goujons are on the floor. I'm gonna cry. Because do you know how long that took me? I had to restart 3 times
It's like,
Oh.
during our
just to get it
food
right.
tech cooking exam, I burnt the cake, but she still gave me a distinction for it.
Oh yeah, I slightly burnt the
You were
pastry
lucky
of
you
mine,
didn't take-
and I still got a distinction. She was like, "Oh, the chocolate looks nice." I was like, "Yes, definitely chocolate." Just no, it's
like my-
slightly
It's proven
overcooked.
said.
Yeah,
Mine was meant to be a light brown and it was black. I was like, oh yeah, I just used dark chocolate. She was like, oh, that's a distinction there. It looks really nice.
yeah,
But because
Mine-
she wasn't allowed to taste test it, which is the stupid thing.
yeah. No, mine was literally like pastry. You know what, like puff pastry, meant to be like pale as anything. Mine was dark brown, and she was like, "Oh, have you used chocolate?" I was like, "Yes." I was like, "Yes, I used chocolate," and she was like, "Oh, that's a distinction." I was like, "Hey, boy, if you burn anything,
I'll
just
take
use
that.
chocolate as the excuse, and you're sorted."
So do you remember that
Yeah,
sausage
until you
rolls I
actually
made?
come
Yeah, I remember
Oh,
the sausage rolls.
roll.
They were really nice though. Like as soon as I explained it to people, like, oh, that's disgusting. When they tried it, I was like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
I was like, yeah.
I
that's
don't-
right.
I mean, hold
It was
on.
like sausage rolls with jam in it.
Oh yeah, it was amazing. I think I had
They were
sausage.
so good.
I think I had sausage roll with apple in. I quite like. The ones with jam,
That
oh,
wasn't
they
like
were
strawberry
nice.
jam.
So
Yeah.
chat, I just had food delivered to me.
What
Or
food?
too sweet.
I've
It was
got
something like
drumstick
Yeah.
squishies,
Oh, I got a packet of
and
them.
I've got
I hate you.
oh,
Like, hold on.
and
that.
I've
Why
still
do you guys have so much food?
I've
got,
got
I've got
My drumstick squashies.
noodles.
Such a combination. Drumstick
Oh, and I've still
squashy
got my
noodles.
crisps. My crisps.
My script.
you know what? I was going to write a script today. It's like, all right, this is what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, that wouldn't happen. No, we would have got like 3 seconds.
Oh, we would have gone off the script completely.
Oh, yeah.
Alicia has put in chat saying, "Hey boys," and that's it.
Fair enough.
I wrote that up so much just to say that. That was shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like you. Oh, just kidding.
try not to throw on here.
Right.
Let's open up especially. This is ASMR in this script. Fuck, I can't open it. Hold on.
All
Shit,
right.
hold on.
And if you're gonna do that, mute your mic.
Oh, fucking hell. I can't open it! It's open. It's open.
Okay. I haven't really spoken much about Ollie. It's just been us in food tech.
I didn't do food tech because my
I
dad
know.
told me not to. He didn't like the broom, and neither did I, but I want to do it.
Have you got any food stories?
History, Ollie.
History, yes.
History of Mr. Clap was
Oh,
amazing.
God.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I agree. We're the only two that went to the year 11 revision sessions at lunch as well. Brilliant.
I had my panini. I was
But we
like,
both still failed.
Oh no, do you remember when it was really close to the exams and they ignored like your classes and you just had revision sessions with like the whole of history, or like you got to pick the room you went in, and it was just, I remember one of them was just me and Sean at the back, but there was also one with all four of us in.
Yeah.
That was just,
Clap. Like,
yeah, that was just amazing.
Or something. Or was it actually just like us and no teacher or something? I don't remember.
I don't know. It was just us four at the back, and we were just having a good time. I think the teacher was actually a supply teacher that time. But
No.
it was just...
do you know what really annoyed me?
What?
No.
I studied so hard for it, and it's like, I got in the exam, I was like, I've forgotten everything.
I still failed even though I studied hard for it. Didn't do well.
Were you know the mock where they gave us that A-level paper about Vietnam?
Oh god, yeah.
The night before, I was like, oh, you know what? I'm done with revision. I'm just gonna watch a film, and I watched a film on Vietnam. The day after that, they had a Vietnam paper. I was like, ooh, I think I know something about this. And then they never marked it to see if it was if any of the knowledge was right or not, and that really annoyed me.
I could have marked them to test us. That would have been quite cool.
Yeah,
At least to go back to see how badly we all failed it.
yeah. But
I don't noticed either that it was clearly the wrong paper. We were just like, oh, okay, this is my paper. Cool.
no, people did notice, and they brought it up, and were like, "Oh, this is clearly the wrong paper. We're not doing Vietnam," and they reassured us it was the right paper.
Well, they're idiots.
Mm.
Yeah.
A2A100. Okay, I don't know. I think it was.
Alicia's put in chat saying, you are both crazy.
Not you.
Which two?
All four
There's
of
now
us. Each two pair is crazy.
I'm the most.
Who are we matching up with?
Oh no. If we're going back to food and kitchens, you got rid of your bench now, Ollie, haven't you? In your
Yeah,
kitchen.
I'm just doing technical stuff now. Only one to ever fall off of that.
Sean,
Only-
Welcome to the stream.
Sean, do you remember that bench in Ollie's kitchen?
But you fell off somehow.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Just oh no.
Memories just flashback. It's like, oh no.
It was the
Me and Judo, look
I
at my project.
I wasn't there, but I heard so many stories of just him being warned. Oh, don't lean back. As soon as that warning was said, he leant back and fell off.
At this moment, Sean knew
See him on the
he
floor.
fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like.
Well, if you'd have been there, you would have absolutely lost it.
Oh,
Welcome to the stream. I don't know if I said that to you, but thank you for joining.
Brandon, you don't need to say it every time, but we appreciate it.
Hey,
Anyway,
I like it.
it was when it's when Brandon went to the loo, came back, and I was hiding in the little like pantry bit, and just jumped out at him, and he just froze and fell to the floor, and I had to catch him. Like he just froze and then just started to fall, and I was like, ah! And he knew I was in there as well because he came through the door like, Luke.
You know what's funny?
What?
I actually thought you were like hiding in the cupboard underneath the sink.
Yeah.
Wait.
I thought you were hiding
You
there.
just reminded me of something. The time, I think it was the time when Luke and Brandon scared each other and just sank slowly to the floor in my utility room.
I think, yeah, I remember that. Just, oh.
Um,
Do you remember the time I elbowed Ollie in the balls?
that hurt. The door was like, the elbow back, bang, on the floor.
Do
I
you
tried,
remember?
tried kicking the door open, but it locked, and I got thrown backwards and just elbowed him straight in. Didn't even mean to. Like, even I felt some of that pain. Like,
Yeah.
that was horrible.
Speaking of Ollie getting hit in the balls, do you remember that time when Michaela whacked him in the balls with my PE kit and I had studs? I
Yeah, I
had
remember that.
studs in that bag and they hit
Wow.
Ollie, and Ollie
What a
just
lot.
went, ah! He just froze with such pain and shock on his face. Oh, I could have died laughing
was
that
fun.
day.
Rude.
I'm sorry. You would have been in just as much laughter if it had been one of us.
Jack, can I
No,
just say
no.
something? Ollie, remember when it was after school and we were waiting for our parents to come and collect us?
Potentially.
And we did the Fortnite shit.
Oh no. I remember that now.
How sad were we then?
What do you mean then? We haven't changed.
Hey, I'm trying to boost up my ego here.
No, but do you
You
remember?
just shut me down.
Do you remember just like lying on the field for like an hour after school?
Yeah, that's
You
fun.
know what? That was actually
Yeah.
quite relaxing.
It
Listen.
was.
We need to just do that again, like go to Moat Park and just literally flop on the floor for like an hour.
Um, Sean's mum picked him up, and we all introduced ourselves to her, and
I swear
we were like, and she's like, "Oh, so who are you?" I was like, "Well, I'm Luke. I'm Sean's friend." And she's like, "Well, how much is he paying you?" just, I know it was a joke, but it was just a funny, just
He was ruthless.
ruthless.
He was ruthless.
It was so.
She does it
funny.
all the time.
Yeah.
When she meets any of like friends that she's not met before, it's like, oh yeah, so how much is he paying you? Oh yeah, he tricked you or something. Is he bribing you? Is he taking your family hostage or something? I'm like, why are you doing this?
No, it's
Like,
when
don't do that for me.
clearly not.
So what's your next topic on the list?
Well, I was about to say it's just when I delivered Sean his birthday present.
Oh, sorry, you continue.
That's all right. I knocked on the door and then took a few steps back, and she opened the door. She's like, "Oh, hello." I was like, "Hi, this is for Sean. It's his 18th birthday present." And she's like, "Oh, okay, I'll just get him, Sean." And you just strolled around the corner. You just got out of bed and was just like, "What?" You look like a zombie. You look...
I'm just sitting there dressed in gowns, no clue what time of day it is. And Luke's really like dressed, showered, eaten, you know,
Shaved head.
Would come out, you know, shaved his head.
Just
Yeah.
like general.
My sister shaved my head the day before. But yeah, it's quite funny. Sean just looked at me like, "What? Who are you?" And then noticed it was me. It was just like, "Oh, I didn't recognise you with your shaved head."
Do you know what's even worse?
You've now got a shaved head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll send a photo to the group after this, and then we'll
Yeah.
see.
Oh,
You're gonna be surprised. I look like my dad. Dad, if you listen to this podcast, I'm sorry.
Why would he? He's probably got better things to do with time.
there's
I doubt
nothing
it.
nothing better to do than listen to this.
Well.
The
All
thing
right.
is, my dad's actually really supportive of this, so I'm not surprised if he does listen to this.
Well, if he does end up listening to this, hello, Brandon's dad.
Hi, Dave.
Hi, Dave. Right, anyway, Sean, you did a lot of camping, haven't you? In the past, you've done a lot of
Yes.
camping. Do you have
Camping,
any?
hiking,
Yeah, do you have any interesting camping stories?
Oh, story time.
Oh,
If not, just make it up. Makes it less embarrassing for me.
I know I do, but it's hard to remember.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Oh, once with my cadets, we were doing a fieldcraft weekend, and we were out in a pine woodland, but on our way there, when we were patrolling up to it, it was about like a 4-hour patrol. And on our way to where we were camped, so we had to carry all the gear and stuff, and it was raining really badly. And there was this like young girl, maybe like 13, 14, who was really struggling with her gear. She was really small, I mean, like smaller than Michaela small.
Yeah.
And so I carried her bag for her, and I carried some other stuff for some of the other younger guys.
Yeah.
So I was carrying like 3 times as much as I was meant to be. So by the time we got there, I was proper worn out. But the camp area that I was assigned with my partner, the ground was all boggy from where it had been raining. So I went straight up Hunger Games style, climbed into a tree, and bungeed myself to a branch, and slept in it.
Fair enough.
I'm not
then-
surprised, not gonna lie.
And
I wasn't surprised at that.
during the weekend, at some point, at any point, one of the other groups was going to be attacking us, like a fake attack,
Yeah.
like simulated
Comes
attack.
up there with like a sniper rifle. It's like, ah!
It was my turn to sleep and my partner's turn to be on watch, and I'm a really heavy sleeper.
Oh,
And
Join the
there's
club.
blank rounds going off, so gunfire. There's the simulated sound of explosives and such. And then my partner's poking me with a stick, and I'm still not waking up.
slap
Hey,
someone.
damn
He
it!
ended up having to climb into the tree, undo the bungees, and push me out. Then I woke up.
There could have been a nuclear explosion and you wouldn't have woken up.
Yeah, like, it just
Wow.
proves, I've been saying for ages, you can't even wake me up from a gunshot, and then I have that experience, and it's true. A gunshot can't wake me up.
You just die. That's just how it is.
It's weird.
Well, as long as you don't know, you'll be safe.
This is short, of course.
It's-
I
So
don't
it's a
snore either.
tactic. They're like attacking and they push you out the tree and they think you're dead. Then you're there just and you
Yeah.
just unload all your rounds into them as they're trying to get past you.
I'm lazy enough.
Sorry
Lost
to
me.
jump to conclusions. Well, I say jump to conclusions. Ollie, this is a question about your relationship.
Oh, brilliant. I was wondering.
How long have you
How
and
much
Emily
are
been
you
together?
2 months on
yeah.
4th, well, on Star Wars Day, I guess.
Yeah. I was about to say it's just been these 2 months.
We're in the lead.
So,
3 months and 3 days.
noobs.
Sorry. Continue your story.
That's what you really want to know. Wow. I'm just,
That's such
How is Emily?
I think she's starting to struggle a bit, to be completely honest.
a starting. It's been 7 weeks.
Do you mean
Yeah, good point.
yeah?
She's struggling more.
She's been missing Ollie's embrace, and like I miss it so much. But
At
that's
the
love.
first
And that-
weekend, by the way, end of the first weekend, you were saying, "Oh, she's struggling. I'm struggling."
Yeah, that's true. And now you just come on podcasts and say,
So she's
I
starting.
think she's starting.
Okay, I like really struggling.
I'm loving this
So,
whole
crap ton of work, which is behind.
quarantine
Do you
thing.
want how's your relationship if you're in a relationship? I'm not quite sure.
Yes,
Sure,
it's
sure.
alright.
Is it with Charlotte still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
How
would
long's
fuck
that
you
been
up with a
now?
bit.
Yeah, that would have been very awkward if it
1
wasn't.
year and 6 months.
Damn. A long one?
Yeah.
It'll be 7 months and 3 days.
Ooh. Good job you remember.
I don't know how.
Yeah,
Honest.
I've got. Sorry, you continue.
What was that, Brandon? What was that?
I said I've got my partner that always reminds me. It's like, oh, do you remember how many days it is? It's like, no.
No.
She goes, well, it's 3 months and 2 days, and that's what she said yesterday. I'm like, no, it's bloody not. Checked on the calendar and it is. I'm like, oh god.
If you just had your 3 months anniversary, how do you not count 2 days?
It's Brandon.
Because I'm gaming, I'm streaming. You know, that's my stuff. And then I get told off if I don't actually remember, so I'm gonna write on calendars every day now.
Small to note, while on the topic of gaming, I'm starting training for esports. I know it sounds sad, but I'm doing it anyway. That's what I
I
mean.
mean,
What game are you training?
What do you think? The obvious stupid
Sea of
one, Fortnite.
Thieves.
Overwatch.
Fortnite.
You're gonna get shut on.
Actually, I watched
Fortnite.
beforehand, so
Fortnite. Are we hearing this right? Fortnite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fortnite. The one who Ollie complained bitterly for months, saying, "Oh, it's all terrible. It's all terrible. I'm never gonna play it." Now he's like, "All right, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. Yeah, go." Yeah. He just gets so intense.
I have some bad news.
The Cash Cup on Thursday, I could win potentially. I bet one.
You're going to lose against Mr. Fresh Asian.
Yeah, I will. I lose against most of the time. I'm going to be completely honest. I only just like.
It's just fun and count. Wait, what?
Yeah,
No.
that's why I'm doing it. Because I enjoy doing it. If I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't bother.
Bomber Grounds is the new game, mate.
Oh, yeah, Bomber Grounds is a new game. Yeah, we know that one off.
Yeah. I'm now level 13.
Level 14.
Dang
You're a
it.
noob. But actually, he lasts longer than I do.
Yeah. And
Okay,
I've
don't
been
take that
closest to
section.
winning.
Don't take that there.
I don't think anyone was until you said that.
I already.
Oh, Ollie already had. Fair enough. Fair enough.
You know what I'm like.
Anyway, on with the
in general.
topics. What about outings we've had together, like, you know, into town and stuff?
The bowling was the last one before lockdown. Let's talk about
Um,
Can I just say, one that just popped into my head. Do you guys remember when we went with Michaela as well, and we went to Burger King, and I slipped
Oh
over
yeah,
my
you
own
fell up the
foot,
stairs.
that. Oh yeah, you got your coat.
and my coat got everywhere. I was like, oh,
I felt sorry for the guy that had to clean
Fuck it,
up.
I got
You
louder
tried
and
to clean
louder.
it up, the guys were just like, no, I'll do it.
Only Brandon was.
All I had was chips then. I got so annoyed with myself too.
They just go quiet like that.
wasn't there a
Does
time?
anybody want to?
It was. I think it was the four of us in Burger King, and there was that other group of kids in there. I can't remember what Brandon said to them. Didn't you? Didn't you? Yeah, right. I can't remember now.
Oh, they were being little idiots, so I wanted to be a little idiot back.
Yeah,
I can't exactly remember what I said to them, but
but you just
they didn't like it.
yeah you just walked past, said something, and they were like, "What?"
Well,
They
you wanna pick on someone? Pick on someone your own size. I'm
Yeah, but
six.
it was-
I'm 6'4". So
It was
come
the
at
thing
me.
is, they didn't expect
Actually,
any
don't come at
backlash.
me.
They didn't expect any backlash, so they didn't do anything. They were just shocked.
Well,
That
like,
you
wow,
said
he's actually
something?
said something.
Yeah,
Like, if you're gonna say something, come say it to my face.
yeah, and then they just gave us dirty looks
I will
and
probably
you know
cower in the corner a bit, but
called
that's
us names and all that. But no, it was harmless.
Somebody's
And,
picking on my mate. Like, you wanna pick on my mate?
yeah.
Pick on all of us together and come to our faces.
Wait,
Think-
what?
You know what? I'm giving it all the big.
Rephrase that
man,
right
but
now.
Actually,
Rephrase that.
I'm giving it all the big, right? But I bet if it was there, I'll be like,
Rephrase it, damn it.
you're on your own.
Brandon, please rephrase that sentence. Please.
Oh, can we change the subject, please? I just got it all.
Oh, hello.
No. I came that wrong. Oh, fuck.
Alright. Who came to Thorpe Park? Was
I
it-
did.
Change the subject.
Seamus didn't. Okay.
I didn't either.
You didn't?
No, I didn't.
Oh no, you didn't, did
Did
you?
what?
No, I
Thorpe
think
Park.
Sean did.
Yeah, Sean. I can't remember now. Did Sean come?
Yeah.
Thought that was fun.
It was me that didn't go.
Sean.
They're trying to keep Josh away from Michaela. As per usual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't
What?
work.
Sean, you even paying attention?
No.
Of course he's
No.
not.
Alright. We'll just move on from that then.
No, it's alright. You guys can keep on talking about it if you want. I'll just sit quietly.
Childhood accidents.
Oh god,
Oh,
don't get me
Josh.
started.
Do you really want to know?
Yeah, why not? Give us your best one.
The best one. Best one. Okay.
No, I can't
You
think.
think it's my best one.
Okay, I've got one. Well, I've got loads actually. I could give you a whole list of the bad stuff that I've done as a child. I still do bad stuff when I'm 18. The worst thing that I reckon I've done. Well, there's actually loads. Let's just start off with this one, right? I was living with my dad and my mum at the time.
Yeah.
I think my stepmom was there. I'm not quite sure. And Adam,
must be
as you don't
awkward.
know, Adam and I are like a year and a half apart. We grabbed anything we could get our hands on, and there's a back path up the side of my dad's house,
Yeah.
and we covered all of that in like food and anything we got our hands on was all up that path. And my God, we were in shit. Like that, all of the like expensive stuff was down there too. I remember throwing stuff at the walls, obviously, like every kid does. Well, I know that I did. I've
What are you
broken a
on
rad
about?
over at my dad's house. I stood on the rad and it flooded, and Dad was like, "Why is it raining in the living room?" What else have I done?
I like how I asked for childhood
Okay,
accidents, and you're telling
have
me
any
about...
of you guys? I've got no sound. I've got no sound. Oh, I've got sound. Were you talking? I've got sound.
Brandon, I asked for
Sound.
childhood accidents, not what, like, injuries.
Oh,
You're
sorry.
just telling us, wait, you said anything you grabbed your hands on, were you stealing?
No, we were just grabbing everything. We just wanted to fuck the house up, I reckon.
Oh, so from inside the house you moved it outside into the path.
Outside and
Oh, okay.
fucked it, the park up. Yeah, right.
Fair enough.
Give us an example then, because I'm an idiot.
Alright, for instance, when I was about 3 years old, I was in park and on the climbing frame. My
Does
mum...
pulling up a tree count?
You asked me to give an example and then you just
Sorry.
interrupt me.
Go, go.
Anyway, yeah, my mum came to me and was just like, "Okay, so do you need any help?" I was like, No, I'm fine. And then she sits back down on the bench, and I just come to her after falling off, landing on some glass, having the glass shard in my nose between my eyes,
Jesus.
and just go to her, "Mum." She just looks at me, blood pouring down my face. Just like, just calm it, Mum. And then, yeah, that was probably one of my worst.
Oh, no.
I've still got the scar there today. Massive in between my eyes.
Luke, just going off the topic here. Do you remember when we all came to your house and we were playing a catch with the balls?
Yeah.
And one hit you on the face. You had a nosebleed.
Yeah, I threw the ball, hit Sean in the face. It was like, ow, my nose. And there's like, so blood's bleeding. And there's just you guys like, what? And him laughing. Just like, oh, that was funny. Yes, I remember that. Alright, someone else go.
Just complete silence.
Great. Sean?
Yes.
Sean, you've got loads of accidents. Like,
Yeah.
falling in between a train and a platform. I remember that one, you telling us that one. Tell us more about that.
God. Alright. When I was 7, went on holiday to Devon, in the southwest of England.
What's that
I
laugh?
think you guys can probably tell I don't want to talk about this, but I'm going to anyway.
You don't have to talk about it.
No, I'm going to.
So Matt, yes, you do.
So yeah, for the longest time, a lot of people at school didn't believe this actually happened.
You don't have to.
I can't remember exactly where it was. But it was like a steam train place up when I was like sightseeing once, which just goes in a massive loop and there's 2 stations.
People won until you showed me his car.
And when we got back to the station we initially got on at, I got off the train with my mate Max. So we were there as 2 families. There was my mum, my dad, me, my sister, and then there was our family friends. You know, my mate Max's brother Greg and their parents.
Yeah.
And so me and Max were the first 2 to get off, and we were fine. And we were just messing around, running around the platform, and we decided to get on one of the other carriages, and we were going to come back off behind his mum and dad because they were getting off last.
Yeah.
And when I went to get off, I was sprinting right out of the doorway, and I ran straight into the back of his dad, Paul, and I basically just like straight up like Wile E. Coyote'd it, and just looked down, saw the gap, did that, blink, blink, and then fell.
Oh god, I can just feel the pain.
That's what it felt like. But when I fell, I didn't land on the tracks. I got caught.
Yeah.
by my head. So my chin landed on the concrete platform, and the back of my head got caught on the train.
Oh, I
And the
can
fact
feel the
that it didn't
pain.
the fact that it didn't just snap my neck was miraculous. Like I should have broken my jaw, cracked my
Yeah.
skull, broken my neck.
I can feel the
If it
pain
was
of that. Oh.
if it was an electric train, it would have taken off before anybody had a chance to know I was there, and I would have been ripped in half. You know, it's just simple as that.
God.
Going for losing your brain cells instead, which is probably better.
And basically,
Sorry.
I did get some bleeding on the back of my head, but towards the front of my face, like pretty much the only damage that really happened was I lost one of my teeth, and it went through my lip. So like the underneath bit of like the colour bit of your lip, it went through there above my chin. I also lost a lot of my gum, like the towards the bottom. It like kind of got chipped out. And there was quite a bit of bleeding, being quite a small child back then. I was quite small. I was a child.
You're
I
over
lost
6
quite a
foot
lot of
now.
blood. Yeah, I'm 6'3"
Yeah,
now.
come on. See, I'm still taller. Whoop, whoop. Not for long though.
But,
Sean's
yeah,
overtaken.
back when I was in primary school, I was actually really short. So like one of the shortest kids around. Like when I was in year 5, there was year 3s that were taller than me. Yeah, that's how short I was.
Sean the little man.
But then around like year 8, I was like a massive growth spurt. So I'm like, haha. Yeah.
You want to be taller than me? Not today.
But yeah, like when Paul felt something hit his backpack, so he turned around and he just saw me kind of just there. So he picked me up, saw I was bleeding, and then one of the train platform conductor people rushed over, took me and my mum and that into a different room so they could clean me up and assess the damage, if there was any, which there was. But because I was bleeding so much, there was like a trail from where I fell into the room, and people kept on walking past and opening the door, wondering what was going on. Oh, it was really annoying. And like my mum was really panicking, and of course I couldn't really feel anything. Like it happened so fast. I hadn't registered the pain whatsoever.
Yeah.
And all I could see in the mirror in front of me was blood all over my face, and all down my shirt, and just everywhere. But like when I initially got pulled out, my sister and my mate Max, his brother Greg, started freaking out and ran down the platform to hide somewhere to freak out. And later on, I got taken to the medical station. It was at the train station, which was just a like converted shipping container, pretty much. And then the guy just was sitting there for like 10 minutes, just staring at me, and he went, "Yeah, you need to go to a hospital."
Took him 10 minutes to figure that out.
Literally, all he could do was pull out the tooth that was stuck in my lip, and he tried to stop the bleeding as best he could. And after about 10 minutes, he was like, "Yeah, there's nothing else I can do. You need to go to a hospital. This kid's going to bleed out," because the bleeding just wouldn't stop.
Yeah.
And on the way to the hospital, like pretty much as soon as I got in the car, I blacked out, and I can't really remember anything else. But for the rest of the holiday, I had this massive lump on my lip that reached up towards my nose.
Sorry.
It was horrible. Like all of the tissue in my lip and around my face and like around that area had swollen and shifted.
Yeah.
And it was really bad. And there was like this it kind of had the same feeling as like paper mache. Like that's the kind of texture it had, but it was like a hollow lump. But the nurse told me if I picked at it or broke it, then it could cause the bleeding to start again. So the entire holiday, I had a massive lump on my face. I'm like, yeah, I don't like this.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would like that.
We went to the ocean towards one of the last days where like it was still a somewhat open wound, and I decided to sneak off into the ocean. And I can tell you for a fact that the salt water was not a good idea to go
No.
That is
I struggled with eating for like a month because of how badly my mouth got damaged from it. It's like the majority of my gum line on my lower jaw was just ripped out.
Yeah, I've had like plenty of mouth ulcers, and I can feel like they're nothing compared to what you had. Just yeah, nothing compared.
There's also the time I was also in Devon caravanning. I think I was like 9, and on the way up there, the brakes on my bicycle had rattled off, and we didn't really think that would happen. We didn't really think about checking. So when I was going around on my bike, like the campsite was like in a massive figure 8 with the
Yeah.
road. It was quite a small one, and in the very so you had a higher area and a lower area. And in the very centre was a really steep hill that went down to the lower area, but on the far sides, where like the top and the bottom of the figure 8, it was like a slower gradient. But I decided to go down the really steep hill. Then when I started pulling the brakes, I was like, wait, it's not slowing down. And I went face first into the tow bar of a caravan.
Ow.
It cracked my helmet in half. It like cracked my skull a little bit, and it just knocked me out instantly. I was completely fine though. About five minutes later, I woke up and then knocked on the door of that caravan, and thank God the guy was a doctor. He came out. He was like, holy fucking shit! What the fuck? The guy later
Didn't he
on.
hear the smack of you hitting the caravan?
You probably
No,
thought it was
I'm
like
pretty sure he was like asleep or something like that. I'm not sure. It didn't really make much noise. A small child versus metal. It didn't really make that much noise.
Yeah.
I don't know how he didn't notice. To be honest, I'm pretty sure he might be slightly drunk.
It'd been probably like a sound like this.
But yeah, it cracked my bike helmet in half, and my head it dented the tow bar. That's how fast
Head
I
of
was.
steel.
Yeah, no, the fact that didn't kill me either is miraculous.
I remember I was on a cycle trail and going down a really steep hill, and at the bottom it was like sand.
Oh no,
It
I hate
wasn't.
when that
It
happens.
wasn't like deep sand. It was just like covering the path, and
Yeah.
there was a pothole, but the sand kind of clung to the walls of it, so it like blended it in perfectly. And my front wheel got stuck in that pothole, but my bike travelled at the same speed as it would like rotated and smacked me into the ground. Like I flew off the bike, smacked into the ground, and the bike came down and hit me on the back. And because of the angle, it knocked my helmet backwards, like up off my head. Like even the strap was still attached, but because of the way it moved, it just slid round my head. It was like a necklace. And I just cut my forehead massively, and then the swelling, it was like a second head growing from my head. Yeah. It was not fun.
Ouch.
Yeah.
I like it went quiet then.
It's all gone quiet. Alright, let's have a bit of a gaming topic.
Gaming.
Alright, fine.
Sorry, continue.
What's your favourite console?
That's hard. I don't feel good.
Sorry. If you're a true gamer, you would respect all platforms of it all.
Yeah, I know, but you always have a favourite personally.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mine's tied
PC.
between the Xbox One and the 360 just because of like 360 only games that aren't backwards compatible and probably never will be.
I prefer PC.
Well, you're yeah.
Gotta say, the Nintendo Wii.
Okay, I can agree with that.
Oh yeah, actually yeah.
Not,
Or the Nintendo DS.
was good.
Sure.
Yeah.
Favourite console?
Favorite console?
Yeah.
I mean, I prefer Xbox over PS4 just based on the fact that I have an Xbox and not a PS. But pretty much they just do the same thing. They have just different games. But
Yeah.
in terms of actual gameplay, I think for certain games the PC is better. It just depends what game you're playing, really.
Yeah.
What about Nintendo?
If you want to play like Halo or anything, then you want an Xbox. Or if you want to play like those Spider-Man games or Uncharted, they are not Uncharted, then you want to play on the PS. And if you want to play something like Rainbow Six Siege with like really good FPS, then you want an expensive PC.
Alright, but that doesn't. What about Nintendo and What's your favourite?
Can we actually
Well,
give a round of
no,
applause
they're-
to Sean, like
I mean,
actually giving so much detail?
Yeah,
for the games that they have, you know, they're good.
all
You
the
know,
Marios and stuff.
yeah, it's like people always go around and say, "Oh yeah, this is better, this is better." It's like, nah, that's just your opinion. You know,
Yes.
Like you might be going with facts, but like when push comes to shove, they're all the same.
Yeah. I think personally, the Wii is my favourite because of the community vibe and Wii Sports. You know, in the same room, playing tennis, whacking your friend's hand.
Okay, that's
Yeah, no, it's just that kind of thing. I've always had, because the Wii was one of the first multiplayer consoles I've had. Just having friends around and playing that has the most memories made with that. Yeah, and especially hitting Brandon in the hand with the Wii remote was quite funny.
It's just how we both stared at each other,
Yeah,
and it was like footballers. We just stared at each other, and then we looked at each other for a bit, and was like, ah, and it's like, what the hell is wrong with us? Why
yeah,
don't we just react
that's-
straight away?
probably my favourite. Yeah, what about favourite game?
Tetris Unlimited 2, hands down.
Fair enough.
Probably the best racing game ever made, and I don't think anything can top it. Except TDU3, which is actually supposed to come out.
What game have I racked up the most hours on?
Fortnite.
No, probably Euro Truck. I've almost racked over like 500 hours of it.
I've still done more.
Ron, favourite game?
Favorite game?
Yeah.
This is Rainbow.
I mean, I really did like Rainbow Six Siege for a
Yeah,
really long time, but the issue is it's pretty much just the same every match.
Yeah.
I think just for nostalgia reasons, it'll have to be the original Star Wars Battlefront games that were on
Oh,
PCs.
yeah.
I love them.
They're amazing.
Star Wars Battlefront 2 was the better one. You know, they're making a Star Wars Battlefront 3 now.
Are they?
Yeah, they're doing a third one.
Well,
Well, keep
based
getting
on the
fun on that one, Jack.
new stuff or old?
I'm gonna guess it's based on the newer trilogy.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Can I just
so the
say something
campaign is
really,
going to
really
be
funny?
based around the First Order.
Fair enough.
So the second game was based around the fall of the Empire. So I'm gonna guess that this one's about the First Order, and
Well,
then
the
the
second
multiplayer
game-
will just be the same.
The second new one, let's say, would also had First Order, second storyline.
Can I just say something funny?
Yeah.
We're talking about Star Wars. Carl's just loaded up Star Wars Battlefront on his Xbox.
Fair enough.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
I thought someone was playing Star Wars.
I'm gonna say
Oh,
Mario
that's copyright
Kart.
strike.
Mario Kart's one of my favourites. The competitiveness
Oh,
really
no,
comes
Mario
out.
Kart against Ollie. You just want to punch him.
Yeah. I'm that one annoying player who will spam you with like green shells and actually hit.
Yeah. No, the
I don't
competitiveness is so real when you play that game. Like
Oh, it is.
you would punch your friend in that game.
Oh, you punch your dad or something, I think.
Yeah.
It gets you literally just punch your family and not care.
I accidentally did punch my sister yesterday. I was celebrating. She tried to attack me. In my celebration, I punched her.
Oh,
In the face or?
No, it was only her arm, but it was an accident.
Oh, that's
It was
good.
quite fun.
No, I'm joking. Hope everybody was okay.
Yeah.
You laughed it off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Wasn't that hard?
Bam!
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else got anything? Do you want me to continue?
Continue with your list.
Has anyone got any places they would love to?
Australia. Don't ask me why. I'm trying to go to Australia.
What
have a
part of
reason.
Australia?
Lucius house.
Honestly, I don't know. I didn't even think about what part. Just Australia. I don't care, to be honest. Just Australia.
In terms of natural hazards, I'd say don't go anywhere north because they have the more dangerous creatures.
Yeah.
To the south, there's less dangerous creatures, but there's still a lot of them.
Yeah.
Oh, Australia. Yeah. You can't let me go.
What about? Is
I
there-
go over in Australia, there's ticks that can paralyze you, like
Yeah.
me.
Tell you what, I wouldn't mind going to Australia, Sydney.
Yeah. What about
That-
specific
that
like
would be my point.
landmarks? Any landmarks?
Or whatever that thing is.
Sydney Opera House.
Yeah, that.
Yeah. But not necessarily in Australia. I just meant worldwide. Any particular landmarks?
Well, I'd say Brandenburg Gate, but I've already been there, so.
I've been to Paris before.
Oh,
That wasn't actually that interesting.
of course it wasn't. What is there in Paris other than good food?
Eiffel Tower.
Other than that,
That giant roundabout.
and now I'm just confused.
You remember in
What?
Cars 2? That giant
Yeah.
roundabout.
Oh, yeah.
I like how I had to use cars as the explanation, but yeah, that's that giant roundabout.
Well, I like how we all know what you were on about.
Yeah. And that like it's impossible to drive on unless you know it.
Yeah.
And like I don't understand how the people in the middle of that roundabout can get off
Don't
that
get it.
roundabout. Or do they just stay there all day and just go round and round and round until they run out of petrol?
You spin me right round, baby, right round.
That was
Sorry.
not called for at all.
Sorry. Thank you for joining me on this stream.
Alright, I tell you, I'd like to go to. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this properly, but Machu Picchu, something like that. Machu Picchu
Yeah.
in Peru, like
Yeah.
village in the mountains, like all them ruins. Yeah, I'd like to go there.
There's actually a place where I want to go.
I'd like to go to
It's in
Auschwitz
this
as well.
country.
Nice.
What? Oh, right, yeah.
I've been to South African concentration camp in Berlin.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
So where would you like to go, Brandon?
I would like to go out to Northumbria.
What, up to Bevenberg?
Thingy. To Bevenberg, yeah.
Thought you would.
Cool.
But, I'll tell you what,
Oh.
I wouldn't mind, if I could, I wouldn't mind going where you could go back in time to see how it was actually like, instead of going on like, oh, this is actually true, but it's not. I wanted to go back, say we had a time machine. Okay, I'm going way off topic here.
There you are.
Keep going, keep going. Right.
Say we had a time machine, right? I would go back to when King Alfred and Uhtred and all that lot were around.
Yeah.
I'll be shit myself, not gonna lie. As I see a Dane running towards me, I'll be like, ah, don't kill me and all this stuff, but I'll probably make myself invisible anyway. But if I could. But I would love to go around and see how it was actually like, so I can come back and it's like, oh, this is how it was then. We can
Yeah.
actually have some proper history,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. Where would you guys go if you had a time machine? Sorry, I'm going off the topic.
You'd like to go straight back to the Jurassic period, I think.
Yeah.
Why
The
not?
future.
Trying to get,
I
like,
don't know if
switched.
I'd want to go to the future though.
No, I wouldn't.
No, I was doing a joke from Family Guy when like they went back in time and then Chris goes, the future.
No, but I mean, as cool as it would be, I just don't want to spoil the surprises of what it brings.
No. Well, I mean, in fairness, if we had, we would have prevented coronavirus. But it does have its ups and downs.
That's true.
It depends.
It's got its benefits as well as its drawbacks.
Yeah.
I was talking to Alicia today on the phone whilst going up to the doctors. I was talking to her about, I want to try and see what I would look like when I'm old. Now, you can go to a place, I can't remember where it is, but you could go to a place where you show them some pictures of your grandparents and your parents, and then they see what you think, they think what you would look like when you're older. I would want to do that and see what all of us would look like when we're older.
Oh.
That would be a funny video.
Yeah, it would.
That would.
I'm seeing that from the Dry Guys, thank you. Go follow them on YouTube. Like, it'll be nice. See what we would look like. Are we still going to be friends in the future? I reckon so, actually. Why am I doubting that?
Because if we're not, then we've obviously done something wrong.
Well, that depends.
I do stuff wrong every day.
Are any of you going to frame me for murder?
No, I'm from Sean. Could be funnier, and it's more likely to beat him. So.
Alright, yeah, then sure. Yeah, I'll be your friend.
I'll frame someone who I don't know and just go, oh yeah, it was that guy or that woman over there. And then we'll be alright.
Just you friend them, pluck a bit of their hair, take their like fingerprints, just incriminate the crime scene.
Just-
It was them.
Just go up to them, it's like, sorry, can I have your fingerprints, a bit of your DNA and all that stuff? Yeah, but if they go, yeah, sure, I'll be worried.
Yeah, I'd be
I'll
worried
be
too.
very worried.
And it turns out that they don't have any hair or fingerprints. You're like, what?
Well, I don't think they're working with the Golden Circle, do you? Kingsman joke.
Yeah, I get it, but you know, there
Oh,
probably
right.
are like, you know, organizations out there that do that. It's really creepy and scary and all that, but we're just gonna move on, yeah.
Yeah, next topic.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, I finished my squishies.
If you had pretty,
loot your head, squishies.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I got squishies too, I just haven't opened them yet. I'm gonna savor them.
Right,
Alright.
what's the next topic?
I'm actually out of topics.
Oh,
So,
anybody got any topics?
I'd say like kind of music, but I didn't look at any of the trends for the past like 2 months because I've had better stuff to do in my time. So no, I don't have a.
to be fair, I
And
don't
then-
follow music anyway, so.
No, I don't know.
Okay. Chat's just come back with me. Wait, no, that came wrong.
What?
Chat has just put,
Oh.
if you had one wish,
What would you wish for?
what would it be? What would you wish for?
Um, I'm gonna go ahead and say immortality because why not?
Do you know, you could wish for anything. It could be more wishes or stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what smart people do. I'm not smart, so I said immortality.
Well, you're going to be ending up like Nicholas Flamel.
He
Oh,
dies
sorry, Ollie
eventually.
doesn't watch Oprah. Hey,
No, I'd probably a bit selfish, but I'd probably wish for a house and money to sustain the way I would want to live. Nothing
Yeah.
like extravagant, just, you know, having all my pets and nice family.
yeah.
You know, just how a normal person would live, but without the worries of money.
Yeah. Sean, what would you wish for?
What would I wish for?
Yeah, if you had one wish, what would it be? It could be anything. More wishes or whatever.
I don't know.
Okay, do you want to know mine?
Yep.
Well,
Oh, sorry. What were you going to say, Sean? I didn't want to stand on your
No.
trespass if you're going to say something.
I said I don't know, and then we said, "Do you want to hear mine?" I said, "Sure."
Oh, sorry. I just don't want to come across like rude if you're trying to say something. That's all. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, my wishes. Right. Okay. So I would wish for more wishes, like unlimited wishes.
Fair
I
enough.
know it sounds selfish in a way, like Luke said, like family stuff. Like wish I had family, like a good family, good house, and all that. But I wish that everybody was actually kind to each other. Like that's the best thing, and there was actually peace in the world.
Yeah.
I know it sounds shit
I mean, it
or
does.
stupid, but
Oh,
and also, do you know what I would really wish for? Games to stop giving up, stop doing updates that can't hold the game.
Euro Truck 2.
That annoys me. Sorry, I just got really close to my mic then, and I'm sorry.
Yeah. I would also wish to stop pay to win games where you have to.
Take a win.
Really annoying, yeah. Because
I
then.
wish I was a billionaire or a millionaire. What's bigger, billionaire or?
Well, billionaire, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I was made of money. I was a rich
Yeah.
rich chap.
That just got really selfish, all of, like very quickly of you. I
Oh,
wish
yeah,
for world
sorry.
peace and all that. I want to be a billionaire.
I want to be rich.
Yeah.
Any more topics?
I
Oh,
don't know.
and to see my girlfriend all the time, which
Oh.
is she could live with me. So she just had to go at me in chat, so I'm trying to save myself here.
Just she had to go at me.
She just goes, "Oh, you don't wish to see me?" I was like, I'm trying to save myself.
Yeah.
I bet she wishes you had more brain cells.
She probably does actually, like, not gonna lie.
to think of her a bit more.
Like, but I've actually forgotten it. Like,
Can't you hear me now?
oh, do you know what? If I could wish, oh no, we've said our wishes actually. I was
Yeah.
gonna repeat myself. Never mind.
Ah,
Have we got any more ideas, or are we
John?
gonna end it there?
John, anything to add?
We take that as a no. It looks like.
Yeah, I take that as. Okay.
Ollie?
Not what I can think of, to be honest.
Okay. Luke, you got anything?
I'm good.
Okay. Chat just said yep, and you're right on that, Luke. With the,
Yeah.
I think with the brain cells, I'm not
Yeah, I
wrong.
think it was that. Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for joining me in this podcast, and hope you enjoy.
Yeah.
Sorry, enjoyed.
Enjoy. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave a like and subscribe. Don't forget to follow our Twitch, Mountain Ragefire. Link will be in the description. See you all in the next one.